click. Oh.
We're live.
Hi, guys.
What happened? Let's try it again.
No. Hey, everyone. My goodness, it is so nice to see you tonight. We have been waiting for this moment. We had a bit of a lapse. We didn't get to our live last week. So we want to thank you all for being so loyal and so loving and kind and sending us messages. And we feel really
that was awesome.
Blessed to have you guys in our corner. I am doing so much better. So the vertigo's just about gone. So thank you so much. I've gotten so many messages from so many of you, and you've just been the best. So I want to say hello really quickly to Cindy from sunny South Florida. Thank you for coming in. Of course, you know we love you, TLCB. Hello. So glad that you got to get in here tonight. And Dale, how are you doing? We've got Juana Fish Allure. That's Tony. We've got Sherry Lee. Everybody's really excited to talk to Shawn. So I hope you don't mind if we talk to you for a minute first.
Yeah. Feel like a little chopped liver here.
Yeah. And there is Jane Johnston from London. Hi there. How are you doing? Derek Carter from the UK. Derek, you're up so late. Good to see you, though. Thank you for coming in. We've got Brenda Trotsky. Hello, George and Brenda from Georgia. Nice to see you. Well, we did want to just come in and say hello to you guys because it's been, we've missed you over the last little while. There's Tiffany from Canadian Family Life. Hello there. And Nemesis. Hey, Nemesis 1776 here for Shawn, my favorite YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, that is so exciting that you'll get to actually listen to him talk tonight.
Hi to Suzanne?
Suzanne L. Hello, Suzanne from Melbourne, Australia. How are you doing?
Oh, Grumpy TV 12.
Good to have you on here. Grumpy TV 12 is on. Way to go. So, okay. Thank you, Anne. Nice to see you. We also got messages from people saying, we're not going to be able to be in tonight because we've got to work, or we've got Jesse and Lisa over there at 10 Killer in, is that in Oklahoma?
I don't know.
I think it is, but there's a big meetup there. And so we understand because you can always come back and watch later. But hey, Paula from the UK. Hello, our lovely homies. Thank you. Thanks for waiting around for us. Yeah, doing so much better. And there's Jay Hart. I have an awful headache because after I shaved and was splashing toilet water in my face, the seat fell on my.
Nice.
Okay.
Welcome from Texas.
Hey, Lorelei from Las Vegas.
Oh.
There's Preston Games from Georgetown, Ohio. Hey, Linda and Estelle. Nice to see you. Okay, everybody. So we're not going to have long visit tonight because we've got Shawn from Cabin River Outdoors, and we are excited to visit with him too, but we're just going to bring him up. And there he is. Hi, Shawn.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Welcome in tonight. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah.
Well, we've got lots of pals here, Shawn, and everybody's just kind of here to see you, I think, actually.
Well, I'm flattered, and I hope my Starlink is fairly consistent. It may cut in and out periodically, but it should be good for the most part.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. Okay. Well, everybody, the reason that Shawn appeals to us so much is, aside from his really great content, and it's so interesting, it resonates with us because really,
he works hard.
He works super hard, but also, I mean, he's got a really unique and interesting life. And we're fellow British Columbians we're Canadians.
Yeah.
So we're, kind of proud of his story too. So Shawn, how are things over there where you are? We can tell that you're at your little tiny cabin there. What's going on today?
Yeah, I'm really good, and thank you for having me. You know what? I've built a third cabin. Some of you may have seen in the recent videos when my friend from Latvia was visiting. So I just moved everything in there officially, and so my big house or cabin or whatever you want to call it, I can finally get back to working on that again. So everything's emptied out of there. It's a clean slate, and mentally it's just a lot easier to work on something when it's not full of clutter.
True.
So I essentially have 3 structures completed now, roughly completed, and now my goal for this year is just to complete, the finishing and everything.
It's so much easier to actually work on the electrical and I don't know if you're going to do plumbing in there when there's nothing in there. the challenge I had was always having to move a bed or a pile of clothes or a desk
Yeah.
or a fridge or, you know, all that stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I remember, well, a little bit off topic, but I remember you don't think you own a lot of stuff until you start moving stuff around. And I remember when I first bought the property and came up here in a boat for the first time, that boat was just overloaded, and I thought, how do I own so much stuff? It's crazy. But
I know.
after a while, you start tripping over it, and you need to buy more stuff for your stuff. So I'd like to kind of not get too carried away with gadgets and that sort of thing as the years wear on. Maybe just try to be happy with what I have, try to maintain it and make sure everything's in working order. But it's so easy, you know, especially if you have excess money, it's so easy to get in that habit of spending and buying and more, you know, buying more things essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had a question in here for you, Shawn, and I saw it.
There it is.
So Wanna Fish Allure, who is Tony, she's asking, did you ever get oars for your boat?
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I just, it's funny because I've went through several oars and paddles now, and I actually just bought a new paddle because I have that canoe here, and that thing broke the second or third time I used it. It just the other day it snapped. It sounded like a gunshot when it went off. But the oar, I've had an oar go missing, and to this day I don't know what happened to it. It's just up and gone one day. Yeah, no, more oars are on the way for sure.
I think you'll find that if you come across a beaver dam, you'll find your oar stuck in there somewhere.
It's crazy. Yeah, things disappear.
There'll be a bear out there in the woods somewhere paddling his babies with an oar.
Seen the first bear yesterday. It swam across the river just about 100 meters from here, and I thought it swam over to my side, and I thought it was going to start walking up this way towards me because of all the smells and everything you have here. And I haven't seen it, so I guess it went the other way.
Wow. So do you have quite a few bear on your property, I imagine?
Yeah, this part of British Columbia in the Rocky Mountain Trench has one of the highest densities in North America and the world of black bear, and as well as grizzly bear.
The one that swam, was that a brown bear or was that a black bear?
That was a black bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have a question from
Jay Hart.
From Sweden. Oh no, that's just love to Shawn from Marianne from Sweden.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Sweden, you guys have people from all over the world. That's awesome.
We do, yeah. Yeah, we have an amazing community here. Right now, we've got 80 people in here watching you. And Jay Hart wants to know if you hunt. He says, do you hunt, Shawn?
Yes, I never grew up with it very seriously. I would go out hunting with friends for small game growing up. So I was exposed to the culture of it growing up, and the town I grew up in, a lot of people would go away for hunting trips with their family. So in October, half your grade 5 class would be gone because it was very much a hunting community, trapping, and still is. And then so I was always surrounded by it. And then as time wore on, you know, I lived in bigger populated areas around Vancouver and Whistler, and then bit by bit, I think in my mid-30s, I started to get into it kind of for the social aspect. And I was very much aware that I was already purchasing meat in a supermarket and that kind of thing. And I thought bit by bit, you know, maybe I should get into it more. So yeah, I did have friends hunting here last fall, and some of that never made it into the video. A friend was up here. He got a bull moose. I was with him when that happened.
Wow.
Wow.
And but I never incorporated that into any of the videos. I'm not entirely sure why, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't, but it just didn't seem to fit at the time. And then also there's guiding outfits in the region. They have the guiding tenures for this really huge, enormous area. And I didn't really want to advertise in a way that might draw unnecessary attention to the region, or I don't want to upset the way.
Right.
There's a little bit of conscious of that.
We have a question
So
from.
that's a little bit tempting more and
Oh.
more all the time.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I'll get.
Trolley Jester says, Shawn, what did you do before Cabin River Outdoors?
I got into carpentry a little late. I was 27 years old, and I did a lot of industrial, heavy civil type carpentry. So I worked on big projects in Fort McMurray in northern Alberta, throughout the prairies. I was always living in Squamish, which is a beautiful oceanside town between Whistler and Vancouver.
yeah.
So that was always home base. I would come back and work on residential homes sometimes. Not too much. I would pick up maybe 1 or 2 months a year doing residential work. And so there was a lot of carpentry from 27 up until I moved here. And prior to that, there was a lot of odd jobs. I worked for provincial parks as a student through high school and into my early 20s, and did like the park warden training and that kind of thing. I ended up at one point working as a young 20-something-year-old at a vineyard in the Gulf Islands, British Columbia, making wine. So that was kind of cool. But you know, carpentry is a funny thing because some people grow up with it, their grandparents do it, and their parents do it. And so I would be working with some, when I first started, I'd be working with some kid who was 18 years old, and they just seemed to know so much already. And I thought, how is it possible they know what's going on? And then over time you realize that they grew up with it. So it's I'm glad carpentry was something I had. It would have been otherwise a lot more challenging, I think.
Oh yeah. So Shawn, can you see the comments at all? You're not able to see them.
My phone is horizontal. I can't use my laptop because something won't work with the camera, but I cannot see the comments at this time. I can.
Okay, so we'll let you know. We'll let you know what they're saying. But there's Skinny Pedal UTV says he's a big fan and he watches many homesteaders, but my wife will only watch Cabin River Outdoors with me. We feel your struggle, Shawn.
Wow, that's the ultimate compliment right there. Holy cow.
Isn't it? Yeah. And this is a cute one too. This is the one I think is hilarious. We call Shawn Stew Guy because he always makes stews in his pot.
That's funny. I never really made a lot of stews before until I moved out here, but they're really convenient. You can just wake up, and when you're cooking on your own a lot, it's just it takes up a lot of time. So when you have the stew ready, you wake up first thing in the morning, you save time on breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's what we've been talking about. And I'm like, okay, does he eat that all in one sitting?
No.
Like, does he? Because wow, because you do have quite an appetite that you work off, obviously. But we've got
yeah. I've always had a pretty big appetite. Even my Latvian friend, when he was here recently, he's quite a bit taller than me, but we weigh about the same weight wise. And that's when I really realized how much I eat, because he was eating about half of what I ate. So I thought I'm just a glutton, I guess.
Well, you got a healthier metabolism, I would say, and maybe it's a testament to the effort you're putting in out there, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm also fortunate that there's not. I know a lot of people don't like certain foods. There's almost not a food I don't like. You could put anything in front of me and I'll eat it. I've been served the wrong plate at restaurants, and I thought, well, this looks better than what I ordered, and I just eat it anyway. So.
Carmen Hunter is asking, Shawn, are you going to be getting your trail in better condition this summer?
Yeah, if you asked me that last year, I would have said absolutely. And then now, yes, I will be, but I'm not sure to what degree, because I'm just nervous as the channel gets bigger. Even though it's a very difficult trail to find, I'm just nervous that it might start to draw people in more, and it might attract attention to this property. So Yes, I will be, but maybe not to the degree at which I would like to improve it. So I might just get it good enough for ATV and snowmobile access where you're not flipping your snowmobile over, and well, so you can actually just get through. So that was a big challenge last year. I just couldn't get through. And the boat did so much heavy lifting. You know,
Yeah.
you could take such a massive load on a boat that you just couldn't do on the trail. And there was a little bit of gray area with the road easement too, because there was a road easement attached to the title for this property, and then when I went to a government office, they were like, well, maybe just hold off. You might have to do some permits and this and that. And then I thought, well, you have a YouTube channel, you're going to draw. If I start just working on the trail, I was kind of, the government didn't seem to know the deal on if I had a proper road easement or not. And so it's still kind of being figured out, but it looks like I can do some work on it now.
Oh yeah.
Just don't put up any signage. Shawn, this way.
Yeah. And I mean, the forestry road is quite off the beaten path anyway. It's not like, I mean, for anyone to get out here, it still requires a pretty big effort. So I'm not totally worried about floods of people coming in. I just thought, and that'd be cool if somebody did come in. I wouldn't care that much, but I just thought, well, I don't know. What if it attracts a lot of people? I am not sure.
Yeah. You just never know, do you? I mean, yeah, these are, yeah. So Paula from the UK wants to know if it's hot where you are right now.
Surprisingly, yeah, I would say relatively hot for this area. The wind just picked up. So can you guys hear the wind at all? Is it good?
Yes, just a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, almost 20 degrees today. So I would say maybe, I don't know, is that unseasonably warm for here? It seems a little bit warmer than normal for here.
Well, we're heading to our island in
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So
okay.
I mean, when we get there, it's still iced over. Like, we'll be lucky if it's not.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we'll be able to get across, but then that's our challenge, is being able to get across, as you know, right? So
we're going to look at a hovercraft on the way up. So hopefully something comes of that.
Sounds very affordable and inexpensive.
Well, it's a secondhand old one. So I mean, yeah, no,
nice.
it won't be anything too fancy. Grumpy TV 12. So this is another question for you, Shawn. And then I was going to ask you a couple questions about where you grew up and kind of what made you want to live this kind of life. What was kind of the catalyst that just made you go, you know what, I'm going to go out and do this. But first of all, Grumpy TV 12 says, watching you work, handling tools, I could tell you had a lot of experience in carpentry. Yeah, we could too. He was like, he knows what he's doing.
The very first thing I noticed. Actually learned quite a few tricks from you, actually.
Yeah, I would say I'm a skilled carpenter in certain areas, and other areas not so much. Like I neglected some of the residential carpentry throughout my working time, but very much involved with a lot of that big heavy civil stuff, and working in teams, and a lot of the big concrete type structures you see. So some high-rise stuff too, but yeah, I have friends who are like excellent interior carpenters. I've never done any of that.
Yeah, so your experience is in production carpentry.
Yeah, what a lot of people call rough carpentry.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, so Susan Seward just said, two of our favorite homesteaders at the same time. My husband and I love to watch you both.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Marianne Buckstrom says that she watches Cabin River Outdoors and also loves to watch you cook. I love watching you cook. That's my favorite part of the video. I don't know why.
And I like watching you build.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'll hear 50-50. Some people will say too much cooking, and then in the same comment group, other people will say not enough cooking. So I guess I'm somewhere in the middle.
No, yeah, it's wonderful.
We got a big hello from Julianne from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, Shawn.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, I can see the messages. Yeah, I can see messages now. Okay, that's awesome.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. So can you see the ones just on our screen or the ones on the side too?
The ones on the
Just
screen.
on just the very top message. I don't know if
Okay.
part of my phone is cutting out of some of the screen or not, but I can see a couple anyway.
Oh, good, good, good. So just wondering about the fact that you grew up in a smaller Canadian community and what memories do you have that kind of made you want to do this? I'm interested to hear.
Oh, well, I grew up, Canada has some pretty good literature, as I'm sure you guys know.
Mhm.
So growing up, smaller community, I was always fascinated with a lot of the go-to books, like the Farley Mowat type books, and
Right.
one
Yeah.
against one against nature. But there's so many regional books too. Even in this area, there's a lot of great authors that write about the early trappers, and I don't know, that just always stuck with me from my earliest years, and I always fantasized and romanticized about it in my head, and kind of had some experiences growing up with going out on the trap line with friends and their parents when I was 9 or 10 years old. And now I never really had any ambition to do that, but it was just there was a time when people kind of survived on that income, and I thought, wow, people can make a living doing something their own way that didn't require a 9 to 5 type of job. And yeah, I don't know, by the time I got into my early 40s, I started thinking about, well, how can I do that kind of thing?
Right.
Yeah. Paula just said that she confessed that I haven't heard of you until today, Shawn, but it looks amazing. Wondering if you're on your own there, and how much of your time are you alone at your cabin?
I'm alone probably 25 days a month. I'm probably around people 5 or 6 days a month the rest of the time when I go
Yeah.
into town. And I usually go into town about once a week, just because I want. A lot of the time it's because I want to. After I like being in motion as well. I love the homestead thing, and being on your property and doing gardens and whatever. But I'm very social too. I love driving this highway. When you get up to it, takes a while for me to get to the highway. But you either go east or west, you're a long ways from anything, and it's a beautiful drive. I've never done the drive and not enjoyed it. You're just kind of in your head. You just spent 5 or 6 days at your property. Maybe you want to go to a restaurant for the first time in a while, and you're just excited. And the drive is just unbelievable. It's just nothing but this intense wilderness through mountains and valleys. And I'm always surprised more people don't live out here. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I think a lot of people want to, and a lot of people, are doing so vicariously through channels like yours and ours, right? It's not everybody has the wherewithal to pull it off.
It takes a lot of, I had to be single and no kids for me to be able to do this. And so I
Yeah.
had sort of avoided some romantic relationships kind of leading up to this, knowing that I might, I don't want to really drag anyone into this. So I thought,
Right.
yeah, I have to
Yeah.
go it on my own. And the timing was
Yeah.
there. And I just thought, but it's a scary thing because it's a career change. I was determined to make money through YouTube, and and I came in with a fair bit of debt, and I thought, this is crazy. Worst that'll happen is I'll kind of run out my line of credit and my credit card, and then I'll have to go back to work. So I thought, what the hell, I'll just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. And like we were saying to you yesterday, we just wish we'd done it 10 years earlier. Like, I mean,
At
that's,
least,
at least
yeah,
we're
at
doing
least
it now, but
there's a fellow who lives in another valley over. I helped him and his wife build their place. He retired from a pulp mill in Saskatchewan. So I think he was 69 when he came out and his wife finally moved out a couple years after he built something, but he didn't have it very easy. But and he was saying the same thing. I wish I was in my 50s or 60s, early 60s when I did it. But he did get out there and he made a go of it. He's still out here doing really well too.
Well,
yeah,
that's just it. It's a bit scary, but it's super exciting. It's hard work, but it's super fulfilling. And if people, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's surprising that when we sit out there and we're like, wow, I can't believe we're actually here and we're doing this. And it's like,
Mm.
why didn't we do this earlier? You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a gift that I think, you know, more people would really relish if they had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, not everybody does have the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's just not there yet, but you know, could be. I mean, how did you this was a question I was going to ask.
Oh,
How
yeah.
did you discover this property? Because it's so unique and incredible. Like we can all see from your videos that it's just a really, really special place.
I mean, who owns property that straddles a river and a
Yeah.
creek?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's a pretty remarkable property. There's a bit of a history to this property, but um, it was a process to get this, and I found about it by accident. And I initially, before COVID, I had bought when the land was, you know, some of the off-grid properties were still dirt cheap. I had bought 10 acres or about, let's say, 3 or 4 hectares for next to nothing, and it wasn't too far from here, maybe about 20 kilometers as the bird flies. And I had built a little cabin there, and it was terrible access. It was kind of close to the only bit of human civilization we have through this area are the train tracks and the highway. So uh, other than that, it's just wilderness. But there's little tiny communities along every 50 or 100 kilometers along the train tracks with maybe, you know, 30 or 40 people. And I had bought one out there, and it was terrible access and all that stuff. But I did build a little cabin, and there's an old timer who was a couple kilometers from me, and there he'd invite me over for a drink or whatever once in a while. As I got to well, and I had seen on the map this place, and I thought it looked remarkably beautiful, and I thought, wow, this should be a national park or a provincial park or something. And I had no idea it was a private property. I thought it was just entirely crown land up here. And I asked him, I said, what do you know about that place up the river a ways from here where that creek flows into it? And because he had done forestry and some fishery work as well back in the 70s up here. And he said, oh, blah, blah, blah. That's an incredible piece of land. And yeah, so and so used to own that. And I was like, what? That's actually a private property, really? And he's like, oh yeah, yeah. They somebody inherited it, and they're up in years, and they just want to get rid of it. I thought, you got to be kidding me. But they didn't really trust realtors, I guess, and they weren't advertising it was for sale. They really just didn't know how to sell it. And then now we're mid COVID now, so I put my property up for sale on LandQuest, and right after I called them and I said, I'll give you X amount of dollars for the property. This is all I can come up with. And it was a low ball offer, but they took it. And then
good for you. Good.
I think
for
that
you.
first property I had, I was lucky, right? Because the COVID was going on and things were selling quite a bit more for that kind of land. And it was a gamble because they were extremely difficult to deal with, and they didn't trust anyone. And they wanted, I think, like $6,000 or $7,000 cash right now before you, and just to see if they could trust me. So I took a chance. I went to a bank, pulled out, I don't know the number, it was around $7,000 cash in an envelope. Here you go. No paperwork, no nothing. But I knew that was the only gamble I had in order to get the property, because they were so untrusting of anyone and any sort of government official or whatever. So I gave them cash, and then I thought, I'm either going to lose it and never see that money again, or they're going to trust me and sell me the property. And they did, and I got it for a really good deal.
Good for you. Wow, that's a calculated risk.
It was, I was willing to lose that money. I knew it was a chance, but yeah.
Yeah, you just really, really wanted that.
Yeah, I
Anna
did.
DeGrazia Chapman, we've got another question. What happened to Nibbles?
I think the Martin ran it off, or Martins. I think there was a couple of Martins, but either that or Martins will kill weasels as well. So but I think it just ran it off being territorial and whatnot. Yeah. So
So
Nibbles,
cute.
I don't think Nibbles died. I don't know what the lifespan is of those things. So, you know, they, who knows? I'm not sure. Might see him again one day.
He was so cute looking. He had the sweetest little head. It was so cute.
He was so good for the camera. I'll tell you. I wish he was around still.
He was like your mascot.
He was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah. So Alice from Perth, Australia, wants to say that she loves how you navigate your trails and how you cross the river, and especially in the
Shuffle.
winter on the canoe.
The Shawn shuffle.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to get across when you get that slushy snow, not quite ice, not quite water kind of buildup. But it works. Yeah, the shuffle works.
It would take us a long time to do a shuffle to our island. We'd have to start the season before. Preston James says he's wondering, or she's wondering, they are wondering, what's going to be in your main cabin? And we've kind of wondered that too, the little extra wings, and what's your plan for that?
Yeah, the design kept changing and got carried away a little bit. And right now it looks a little funny, but I do think it'll look good when it's done. But the cabin is built sort of to host people. So you have the wing wall additions on each side, and then the main cabin, and then you have each part of the cabin has its own door. So I have 3 doors on the front, which looks funny now until it's completed, and then it won't look so funny. But it's, if you have people over visiting, which I'm sure will happen eventually, they can kind of come and go through their own door on these wing walls and not have to go through the main cabin to go outside to use the outhouse or whatever. So it's more for functionality. And maybe one day I build something on the other side of the river, or something that's more of a custom tailored home for myself. But the big cabin, I'm sure will be doing fine for me for a while.
So you're going to put a sleeping loft and maybe a little library underneath it or something?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. A little library, lounge area down there, and the loft, and then of course the wing walls. You know, during hunting season or whatever, people can come and go and not have to keep funneling through the main cabin to get into the wing wall addition. It's coming together. I can finally start tackling it and get it done. So.
Are you able to show our viewers a shot of your cabin from right where you are? Can you pan your phone? Do you mind?
Yeah, I wonder if I should. Yeah, let's try this.
Well, there it is. That's so the roof.
So the roof is pretty much done. The tin is all done. It was tricky with the weather. I was up there in January and it was so darn slippery. But I didn't have there was no huge rush on it. But anyway, some of the fascia has been painted, and
oh wow.
So some of the tin required some fancy maneuvering to get the proper cuts on the angles and a few other things. But much more to be done still, and it's built on wooden pilings. And I want to make sure that there's adequate drainage so that those wooden vertical pilings are supported over time and don't, I don't know, and don't rot easily. Yeah. So there is ways to prevent moisture from getting under the building. And so I'm going to focus on some of that over the next couple years. But if done correctly, the wooden pilings can last incredibly long time in the ground.
Yeah. So, you know, one thing I've noticed that you've got that we don't, and I'm kind of jealous, you've got birch trees. And I wish we had birch. We've got every other tree known to man, but we don't have birch.
Some of the largest birch I've ever seen in my life are here. And I mean, not just large, but straight and tall.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a very competitive, dense forest, so everything just grows straight and tall. But the birch here are absolutely massive. It's crazy.
Yeah, beautiful. We've got somebody called Woodswoman VT Royce. Have you ever read any of those books yet? She's asking. I'm not sure or maybe just the books that you're speaking of. I'm not sure what.
The books that he gets in his care packages.
Oh, and your care packages.
Probably more so next winter. I will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I kind of so tied up with trying to get anything you can built and then making videos on top of that. My reading, the goal to be out here was to read a lot, and I haven't done that too much yet, but I know probably next winter I'm really going to start powering through a lot of the books, and once I get going on books, it becomes a vicious appetite. I'll read through quite a few.
Have you thought about putting, this is from Grumpy TV 12, have you thought about putting a ramp on the cabin side of the river for easier access, especially during the winter?
Oh, yes and no. Depends how you do it, because you can get in a lot of trouble if you do any bank destabilization. The government will come at you pretty hard, especially if it shows up in your videos. And like the park wardens are not, sorry, not the park wardens, the conservation officers are really, I'm in touch with them quite a bit, and they're telling me I'm very much under the microscope, and just, you know, don't set bad examples, because that's what they're worried about, is because YouTubers can, or any sort of online influencer, can set up the trend in the wrong direction. And when you start messing around with banks on fish bearing rivers, they'll come at you really hard if you're not careful, if you go about it the wrong way. So yeah, maybe I can do a ramp, but it has to be, I cannot step out of line one bit, because like I say, I'm under the microscope here. Otherwise without a channel, you can honestly, you can do a lot out here, because you're just so remote. But the second you are a online influence, then a lot of eyes are on you.
Yeah, no, we understand that. So we do have to be careful.
We have another friend who's got a huge channel, and same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
You know, so they tend to make examples of you if you're in the public eye like that, right?
They have hired people that just cruise the internet for YouTubers and Instagrammers and that kind of thing, and I get why they do it, because we're kind of the example setters.
Right, exactly. So we've got Rushing Wind Mountain, Ruby. She says she's afraid she's not heard of your channel yet, but she'll definitely be checking it out. I think, Shawn, that you're going to be getting a lot of subscribers tonight from our channel.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Jay Hart says, I wish I'd stayed younger longer.
Yeah. Oh. And then Charles Anderson said he's just looked at your channel as well, because he's half Canadian. He says, I still do not relate to how you, Ryan, and Melody live with extreme cold, but our heat is different for you. And he's in Texas, I think, isn't he?
Charles Anderson?
Charles Anderson's in Texas, yeah. So
yeah, cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I think where all of us live, it's the most incredible dream of our life, for sure, getting our property as well. So like I say, you just resonate. Like we see so often any of the struggles, and we both look at each other and go,
yep, been
totally
there.
Feels like a, yeah, like it's totally what we've had to go through.
Feel your pain.
That's
Shawn,
awesome.
Somebody, Woodswoman VT, wants to know if you remember them.
Woodswoman VT C. Royce.
Yeah, I know that name. I recognize that name.
Yeah. And Alice, going out and doing what you want is very fulfilling. Her late husband and her did that back in the 70s and enjoyed everything about going off grid.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have a lot of respect for people that do what we're doing, because it's not easy. And it's awesome though.
Yeah, and like we were briefly chatting yesterday, and like I was just to touch up again on that. Like I was saying, like 130 years ago, you'd grow up homesteading. It was easier to transition into it, perhaps, for our great grandparents. And now we lost a lot of those skills. Not only that, to complicate things, we have an abundance of products and all these internal combustion engine type saws and all these things you can choose from. It's overwhelming. We got away from it, the really traditional ways. So we but embrace the new stuff for sure. But there's just so many things to choose from now that was never
Right.
available a long time ago. So it can almost make decision making more difficult than if you dial it back 130 years
Yeah.
in
And
some
the thing,
ways.
yeah, it's true. And the thing of it is like the crosscut saws, I mean, they're still going today. And some of the new things that we get like break in a day after you buy it, right? So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
seems like back in the day things were made better too.
Well, they were, and the big hand drills,
Yeah.
Augers.
Yeah, and the
With-
crosscut saws, and yeah, absolutely.
With that said, when you start going back that far, you start getting to things like horses, and I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about horses, so I'm sure there's a huge learning experience curve with that as well. So, yeah, it's difficult to get into it, especially if you don't grow up with it. And some people ask me sometimes, like, what should I do to get into a lifestyle like this? And I think it's sort of an acquired taste. Don't Unless you're a certain type of personality, don't rush into it. Like, maybe give it 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. If
Yeah.
you sell your house in Atlanta, or go out to extreme wilderness and think that's going to go well, you're in for a rough ride. Just ease into it, I think.
That's so funny you'd say that, because we were just saying this morning how many homesteaders we're seeing, how many people have kind of like what you
They're
say,
packing
gone
it in.
all in,
Yeah.
but now they're
Yeah.
packing it in. And so many of them. And I'm like, oh no. So we are not going to pack it in. And neither is Shawn. Are you, Shawn?
No, I'm pretty good for now. I mean, it's a trade-off. Like, I think in a way the technology is so good now with things like Starlink, and it sort of reduces the extreme isolation or the cabin fever, that ironically technology has made it easier in some ways to be out here, because for me, I can work from here because of YouTube.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that 15 years ago. And
Yeah,
but
exactly.
socially you can connect, and you're not as lonely, I guess, or you can still connect to the outside world. So yeah, in a way, that technology has made it easier to be out here.
Just like we're doing now.
I was just going to say,
Yep.
Shawn, you've made a whole bunch of new friends tonight. So you can come in anytime on Thursday nights and say hello.
Cool.
Susan Seward just said that they really enjoyed your work bee episode, and that if they lived closer, they would have been there to help you out. Good friends and many hands make light work. Yeah.
Oh, the worker bee episode. Yeah, a friend of mine made that. That was his channel. So he Mark, I can't think of his last name, but him and a fellow named Gerald, they come out and help once in a while. And he put out an episode called the worker bee episode. So yeah, thanks to them for coming out to help me. I get a lot of people offering to come out and help, and it's a lot, right? And then you can only take on so many people. And I had met them early when the channel was still nothing, so they got in early. And then it's flattering, people want to come and help, and I'm like, I wish I could say yes to this, but it's not what the channel's all about. Like, I want to show the struggle. I wanted to test myself. Sure, I'd love help, and I do receive help once in a while, but that's not necessarily what I'm after, is getting maximum production. I don't enjoy the struggle, but I do enjoy the struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, we want to present an authentic a portrayal of doing it on your own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's I think there's a creative element to it. You want to portray things accurately with integrity, and you don't want to compromise that. Otherwise, you get away from what it was you set out to do in the first place. Because a lot of this is about testing yourself. I mean, some people like to climb Mount Everest or whatever it is they do. This was sort of my Mount Everest, I guess. You don't want too much help.
Yeah, that's cool. So Trolley Jester says, what would you have done differently if you had to do it over again? I mean, I know we sure know lots of stuff. We've got a list as long as our arm.
The paradox is, being a carpenter, of working with modern timber from the from Home Depot or whatever. and you become really comfortable with that and very efficient with it. And I didn't embrace the. I thought, I'm just going to build with lumber and plywood. It's so much quicker, and
Right.
you're suffocated by this dense forest. You just want to get something built right now. You don't care
Yeah.
how or what it is. So
Yeah.
I caught myself. Mind you, I had so much fun boating it up the river. It was just I was really addicted to being on the river on this boat because it was just so much fun. So I had really enjoyed it, but it was very expensive. It took quite a bit longer to get supplies up here. Was a huge effort, and it turned out to be more of a setback in a way. And what I realized after was what I could have done differently was and a lot of people would ask me, why don't you just build with logs? Logs is not easy to build with, but I think in this case, logs actually would have been easier because there was no road access or anything. So if I could do it
Mhm.
over again, I would have started with logs, but I had never built with logs and I was a little just timid. I knew eventually I would try it, but in the early stages, I just was thinking about what's quicker. And the plywood method wasn't necessarily quicker. I thought
Yeah.
it would be.
Yeah, with bringing it all in. I mean, that's kind of how we thought too. As you know, we actually slept in our bathroom for a while because we were so
Yeah,
desperate to stay out there, but we didn't really have any place to stay, and the tent was
builds
getting old. So
builds character, and that's one of those things where we didn't grow up when our great grandparents' generation, so
yeah,
we didn't know now that I started to run the sawmill, and I've always been very knowledgeable about lumber and that kind of thing, but it takes there's a whole other level when you start milling your own stuff, and you're seeing how quickly it dries and how much water the outer part of the tree holds in some cuts of lumber, and then older trees seem to have different characteristics than younger trees, and so you learn a whole lot more. So I think, yeah, had I just kind of went with the log method, I could have took on that learning curve quicker and earlier instead of being impatient.
oh my goodness, Shawn, you did such a great job. I can't tell you how much we admire the hard work that you've put in. And I was saying to Ryan, it's like Ryan, like he'd be out there working with in the dark, and
Yeah.
we'd have to set up some kind of a light. And
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, it's so nice to see a good work
It's
ethic.
like we're
that.
brothers,
You
We got
guys
the
are
same
bros.
got the same work ethic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what it takes, I think, to kind of get ahead out here.
Yeah, Marianne, I just wanted to thank you for your comment. And we definitely are heading out in 3 weeks and could be even earlier. I mean, we're dying to get out there. We've got boxes packed where we are raring to go for this year. So stay tuned, guys.
So your experience with the mill has been positive. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot to a mill, and I was a little bit 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the mill because kind of felt like once you get a mill, there's um, you need to. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like I was getting too modern, and I thought this is what I wanted to avoid, was getting too modern. Because once you have a mill, you need to own a bunch of stuff for this mill, and then you need to learn about it. There's quite a lot to learn about a mill, and all these other things like getting logs to the mill and this and that and the other thing, on top of learning about gardens, on top of learning about how to edit a video and understanding algorithms, and you're overwhelmed with this influx of learning. There's only so much you can fit inside your brain, and it's like, holy cow, how am I going to do this mill thing? And then
yeah, the mill has me a little bit, walking with some trepidation.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
It took a while. I mean, there's still a lot more I need to learn about it. There's you get emails from people who have been running a mill for half their life, and then you get some notes through emails from people like that, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm starting to get it now. This person knows what they're talking about. Ultimately, I'm gonna, maybe 5 years down the road, I'm gonna try to really try maybe with some really old techniques without any internal combustion engines, just all hand tools. So
It'd be
that
fun.
might be
Wouldn't that be
something I might
fun?
work toward. But
Yeah.
the the mill thing, I'm starting to get it, and I'm actually getting more comfortable with it now. But it
Well,
took a while.
just your chainsaw mill was amazing to me. I was like, oh my goodness, he's doing
Oh
it for
yeah,
me. That was
E-
good job.
even that took a lot of learning as well. But that was a great way to start with that Alaskan mill, because um, then when you do get a proper mill, you appreciate it quite a bit as well.
Right. Absolutely. Kathy Campbell says, will you be digging a well?
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's in the works. I'm very close to the water table. I don't think it'd be too difficult to dig a well.
Mhm.
I also looked at getting a sand point just recently, and I'm waiting to hear back from the place I ordered it from. I thought digging a well would be more interesting for the videos, so I'll get a sand point well with the hand pump thing on the top. You guys know anything about sand point wells?
I've seen it, but I know nothing about it. You know about it?
A little bit more than nothing.
So we're not the best resource, but yeah, we've heard of them.
Yeah, so I'll try the sand point, but for the demonstration purposes, I wouldn't mind digging a hand well, because it has been done a valley over in the village by a number of people. I don't know how
Oh,
they did it, and I don't understand how you can dig that deep, but I guess there's a way to do it.
well, let us know how that all turns out, because we've got a system too. We'll talk to you about that at some point. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, Grumpy TV 12 wants to know if you're able to use the power of the river with a water generator. Is there too much government regulation on that?
Yeah, there's not a lot online for turbines that sort of just hover on the surface.
Yeah.
Again, the government's weird about that stuff too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I did find a sort of like a cheap. It's like a big wheel, and I don't know. It's maybe knee high, and I was thinking to try that, and because it's I was just gonna get like an old wooden pallet, carve
yeah,
open a hole put some floats on it, stick that thing on the water, because I have extremely fast current here. You could get all kinds of great power.
I
Um,
bet.
so the
Yeah.
potential's there, and yeah, I'll give it a go. Any sort of submersible turbine that I seen online seemed to be not for sale. It was like for demonstration purposes, or I couldn't find much really.
Hmm.
There's other
Interesting.
ones. There's other types for like forced water flow where you need plenty of headwater, and you force
Yeah.
uh, water through tubes, but I don't have that option here. I just have a very fast flowing river.
But did you find an artesian spring on your property?
Yeah, couple now. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That is so cool. This is funny. We've got from Trolley Jester. You should trade places for one episode. That's funny. Yeah, so you should
Oh,
come to our island. We'll go to yours and we'll do an episode.
yeah, yeah. I
Hilarious.
mean,
That's
how are
funny.
you guys in a jet boat?
Oh, we're great. You just wait.
How are you in a hovercraft?
Oh, I'd give that a go. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any heavy equipment out there, Shawn? Jay Hart wants to know.
Again, kind of don't want to get too caught up in that. My neighbors convinced me to buy an old 1960s diesel tractor, and I might do that. But yeah, I don't know. You start looking at excavators and all the fancy hydraulics and stuff. I kind of just thought with an old diesel tractor, a simple one, I can level out the ground here. There's nothing level here. It's just like cratered.
Yeah.
You can't walk in a straight line on anywhere on this land. It's just so I would like to level out the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, an old tractor might be what I get, and maybe another old ATV for the other side of the river, because I have one on this side of the river now, but I need one on the other side. So that might be my limitation with heavy equipment or machinery. It's easy to get carried away. I don't really. I'm kind of torn on it, to be honest, because it is tempting, and you see the capabilities with some of the modern equipment and some of the Kubotas and that kind of thing. I mean, it would make a world of difference, but
Yeah.
Well,
but
peppers made the world of difference for us, let me tell you, because I'm old, right? So,
yeah.
So we've had to bring in some of these things just because of our advanced years, and we want to be able to prolong our time out there, you know. But
Yeah.
we've got another question from Paula. She's wondering if you see yourself out there for the rest of your life, or do you?
Probably not. I like for a long time, yes, and then maybe back and forth because it was the
Yeah.
initial challenge of building up this thing from scratch, and I still have a lot to do here. There's still wood-fired hot tubs and saunas to be built, and
oh yeah.
I could see myself being here for a while for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not forever because I'm a pretty social person. I left. I'm very far from all my family, all my friends that I've made over the years, and but fortunately with technology, I can still keep in contact with them. But it was a pretty big trade-off, and um, I do well. Like I'm not running away from anything here. I do well. I love traveling. I love all the great cities around the world. I think, you know, a lot of big cities are kind of like the wilderness. They're an acquired taste, and you know, I was in Copenhagen a couple times over the last few years in Denmark, and I thought each time I went to Copenhagen, I liked it more and more. And the wilderness is a bit like that too. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of fortunate. I enjoy both aspects.
Yeah. Sherry Lee wants to know how bad the other side of the river floods.
Well, that side is lower, and that side would most definitely flood first. And unlikely, the side I built on, it's even though it kind of looks like it would flood here. In my opinion, I don't think it'll flood in my lifetime.
Oh, good.
The other side possibly. Now the valley up beyond me runs for about some 90 kilometers, and it's completely uninhibited. But there's quite a snow belt up there. There's a pocket where it's just an unbelievable amount of snow in the winter. It's just there's a trapper up there, and he just it's like recreational trapping for educational purposes. He might go in once a winter, but he went in a couple winters ago. He couldn't find his cabin. He had to dig down to his cabin.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
He literally could not find his cabin, and it's a big, fairly good sized cabin, but it's just unbelievable amount of snow up there. So with that said, the melt, if you do get extreme conditions with perhaps a very hard melt where it's very sunny and then you get a bunch of rain, I mean, it can most definitely flood here, but I don't think I can't see it happening on the side that I'm on, because the opposite side of the river is a couple meters lower, and it would have to flood all the way back for over 1 or 2 kilometers before that ground elevation rises again. And then this side of the river could flood. So I haven't seen any signs of it. I haven't heard of it ever flooding here.
Yeah, it sounds like you're safe.
Yeah.
I think so. But I also built on the pilings a few feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Just for that reason, just in case. And as well as it's such a snowy area, and it can be kind of a wet snow because it is a type of a rainforest here. And I was never a fan of wet snow, like resting against your building because of the rot. So I just built high and dry, as they say, because you can always replace supports underneath, even though it's tricky. But at least the main structure of the building is not prone to rot.
Right. Well, Charles Anderson says that going back to sandpoint wells, that they're shallow wells and subject to surface contamination. So you have to watch
Okay.
what you use for your garden fertilization. Make sure that you keep it shocked with chlorine. That's what he's saying about the sandpoint wells.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And
Cool.
Alice
Good to
says,
know.
would you have a problem with debris floating in the river for water power?
You could for sure. Yeah, well, like it definitely you get some sometimes you'll just get a full-on tree just going down the river after a
Yeah.
big rainstorm or something, and that just takes things out. Nothing will stop that. So Yeah, like in that case, yes, but I have found a couple spots just off a shore, a little, just 1 or 2 meters offshore, where the main debris flow, like dead logs and sticks and whatever, tends to be more in the center of the river. So I think I did find a spot that would be relatively free of debris.
Oh my goodness, Shawn, we could talk to you literally for hours
Oh,
and
we
hours,
still
but
can.
we've used an hour up already.
You can stay.
We could stay a couple minutes, but yeah, we'll go for another 5. But just to let you know that we're winding down, and we really appreciate the time that you've spent with us. We've got, okay, this is one thing.
One thing I want to ask him.
One thing I want to ask him. Okay, you go first. You go.
So if you do put something in the river and you know that there is a big storm upriver, you could always yard it out, right? Just to avoid a big tree taking out your whole power infrastructure.
Yeah, and of course that's true. As well as in the winter, you can find ways to get it, whatever sort of water wheel you have. There's ways you can get it to work in the winter as well, so it doesn't freeze up and have it covered and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you could put it on some sort of a boom that you can retract during a storm.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I just want to say, Grumpy TV 12 said that there's a company in Quebec that manufactures river turbines, and he thought of you when he saw that. So
it's funny because I have to find this because I have done maybe 40 or 50 Google searches of turbines, and I keep coming back to the same pages, but I don't know if I've seen that one. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or maybe Grumpy TV 12 can post the link or shoot us an email and we'll get it out to you or something.
That would be great.
Yeah, and Shirley Lee's saying, how about a cable-drawn tractor? And this is what I was going to say to you. When we were watching the other day, I said, you know what? Because I'm kind of a rigger. What if you were to connect like with pulleys and like, you know, from one side to the other and bring like little things across, baskets of things so that
across the river, you mean?
Across the river, from the river to the shore.
Yeah, the only time the crossing the river is a problem is when it starts icing up. Otherwise, it's no problem. You just jump in your canoe and you're on the other side of the river.
Okay.
Silly
idea.
You could put the cable up because there's a few weeks where maybe I can't cross the river. You know, around Christmas time, you have that slush water, whatever. But yeah, maybe I could set up a cable then or something. You could probably do it for that time of year. The rest of the time of the year, you have to worry about there's fishery helicopters coming through, and they're pretty low to the water when they come through here.
One question. Did you ever get your Tim Hortons coffee by helicopter?
No, I didn't, but I know they're watching because there's a heli ski operation not far from here. And I know that the one of the pilots watches the channel, so I keep throwing it out there. And I think, you know, I think maybe one of these days he'll do it as a joke, and I'm kind of hoping for that. And somebody mailed me. They didn't leave a return address or a name or nothing, but somebody mailed me I don't know what you call it, a thing of Tim Hortons coffee, like a big thing of it. So thanks to whoever did that.
Yeah, no, we totally get your love for little excursions because we get excited to go too after we've been there a few weeks. We love having an excursion. Our first stop is Tim Hortons for sure. So we get it.
Yeah. I hear you on that for sure.
Yeah. When you do a replay, go to what minute are we at? Go to 1 hour and 4 minutes, and you'll see the name of the river turbine company on the page.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you,
Cool.
Kathy. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Kathy. Well, listen, we just thank you so much for taking your time, and we're super excited. And we invite you to come over to our island anytime you want. Just connect with us, and we'll do a video together. You can have lots of fun.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure. That would be awesome.
We'll get you in behind the controls of Pepper, and you can play around with the Kubota and see what you think. Might change your mind.
Yeah, you know what? I might cave on that one of these days.
Just so you know, Shawn, we name everything on our island. Like we name stuff, which is a bit different. But so our Kubota is called Pepper.
Okay, nice. I like it. Good name.
That looks like a big orange pepper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good night to everybody. Thank you for coming in. We really, really appreciate it. Can't wait to talk to you guys next week.
Let's do this again sometime, Shawn.
Good
This
night.
was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I'm on